Good evening, and welcome to Imperative Solutions and an Evening with Stately White. Welcome, Mr. White.
Thank you, Angela.
As everyone watching should know, you are the CEO and leader of Imperative Solutions, and you've been holding these mandatory chats for what, 5 years now?
That is correct.
A lot of people ask me why Friday night? Why not during a weekday?
Because employees should be working during the typical workdays. Holding these chats on Friday night keeps the work going and provides a nice segue into the weekend. People have also told me that these chats motivate them to voluntarily work on Saturday and Sunday, so I don't need to make it mandatory for them to come in like I have to with the rest of the employees.
I see. Well, let's get started. The topic of this week's chat is CEO or dictator. Is there really a difference? Well, Mr. White, is there? Is there a difference between a CEO and a dictator?
My personal opinion is no. There is theoretically no difference between a CEO and a dictator.
Please elaborate on that. Please give us some examples.
One common aspect is in how the two jobs are acquired. A dictator infiltrates his country either through political means or by killing a large number of people. A CEO rises to power either through office politics or by eliminating large numbers of careers along the way. Once in power, the dictator or CEO has complete control.
That is fascinating. Is that the only similarity?
Absolutely not. Once in power, the main job of the CEO/dictator is to remain in power and build a large amount of wealth and use that for personal and political gain. People and careers will be sacrificed along the way as the dictator works to fight off advances from opposing forces such as political enemies or corporate infiltrators. Just as the CEO or dictator rose through the ranks, so will others, and a CEO dictator that wishes to remain so will need to fight off those advances.
Completely amazing. Are there any particular dictators that you model yourself after?
I have always admired the style of Mussolini. He commanded fear and respect, and tended to dress well too. Those are both traits I successfully emulate.
But wasn't Mussolini hung in public after being shot? That certainly can't be how you wish to leave the job as CEO, is it?
Certainly not, and that brings up the key difference between a CEO and a dictator. While dictators tend to end up shot or hung, CEOs are lavishly rewarded and encouraged to leave. In virtually all cases of deposed CEOs, they have left their posts far wealthier than when they entered, even if the company itself is in ruins. This is why I went to business school and not into politics.
Beyond fascinating. Well, that is all the time we have tonight. Thank you for tuning in. I am sure you are all inspired for the weekend and week ahead. I know I am. Thank you, Mr. White.
Thank you, Angela. Now let's go out to dinner or you're fired.